Just a quick message. This clip you're about to watch on my Stop Retiring Wrong channel are my words and books and educational events, but they're filtered through AI. But I am real, and my clients and their issues are very real, and my research is not AI. And I want to be very transparent with you as you take advantage of this only psychotherapist curated tool available that intersects fulfillment and finances and reframes the second half of your life into something that truly our parents and our grandparents never could even have imagined. So, congratulations.
You are currently trading the best years of your life for a someday that might never exist. Most people think retirement is a reward, but for thousands of 80-year-olds looking back, it's a crime scene. A crime where the victim is time and the killer is a lie you've been told since you were 20. We've all heard the stories of the golden years, but today, we're looking at the dark side. We are diving into the 5 specific regrets that haunt the elderly and how you can dodge them while you still have the energy to care. The ghost in the house. We spend 40 years building a kingdom. We chase titles, we stack bills, and we tell ourselves that once we hit that magic number, life finally begins. We treat our 40s and 50s like a waiting room for a party that hasn't started yet. But here is the secret the golden years industry won't tell you. Retirement isn't a destination. It's an unfinished piece of art. If you don't start painting now, you're going to end up with a blank canvas and a rusted brush. I've spent hundreds of hours digging through the archives of human regret. I've read the papers, watched the interviews, and studied the words of people standing at the finish line, those in their 70s, 80s, and 90s. Their stories aren't about money. They are about ghosts, the ghosts of the things they didn't do. Regret 5, the silent afternoons. The first regret is the one nobody warns you about, not taking up hobbies while you were still working. It sounds small, doesn't it? But imagine this. You wake up on the first Monday of your retirement. No emails, no meetings, no boss. For the first 4 hours, it's heaven. By Tuesday, it's a prison. Many retirees admit they were so consumed by their careers that they forgot who they were without a lanyard around their neck. They spent decades wasting time in the middle of their life, drifting through malls or watching the news, waiting for the big break. When the work stops, the silence is deafening. If you don't find something that ignites your soul creating, building, writing, or playing before you quit, you won't spend retirement relaxing. You'll spend it rotting. Don't let your first year of freedom be spent in a dressing gown playing online poker until 3 p.m. Find your passion while you still have a paycheck. Regret 4, the frugality trap. This is the psychological glitch in the human brain. We are taught to be savers. We are taught that frugality is a virtue. But there is a point where saving money becomes a form of self-harm. The elderly in their 80s have a message for you. Front load your spending. Think about it. Your retirement might be a 30-year journey, but your active window, the years where your knees actually work, your energy is high, and your brain is sharp, is much shorter. Many people spend their 60s denying themselves joy to make the money last, only to reach their 70s and realize they can't walk more than 10 minutes without pain. They finally have the money for the safari, but they no longer have the heart for the hike. They missed the window. They stayed at work for 1 more year to add a zero to a bank account they'll never fully use. The message is clear. Spend while you're young enough to feel the thrill. Time is the only currency that doesn't have an exchange rate. Regret 3, the later lies. We'll travel later. We'll see the world when the kids are settled. Let's talk about Uncle Archie. He's 95 years old today. He had plans. He and his wife were going to see it all, but at 72, his wife got ill. For 10 years, they stayed home. At 82, she passed. Now at 95, Archie drifts. The later he promised himself never arrived. Illness doesn't check your calendar. Stamina isn't guaranteed. If you're in your 40s or 50s and you're delaying that bucket list trip, you are gambling with high stakes. Those long-haul flights and far-flung cultures require a version of you that might not exist in 20 years. Explore the highlands, walk the streets of Portugal, see the mountains. Do it now, because later is a ghost that disappears the moment you try to touch it. Regret 2, the body debt. You can't negotiate with biology. Regret number 2 is neglecting your health. Most of us treat our bodies like a rental car. We thrash it in our 30s and 40s, thinking we can just fix it later. But health is a compounding interest game. Many retirees hit their 60s and get hit with a massive wake-up call. Decades of bad diet, zero exercise, and carrying extra weight finally send the bill. And that bill is paid in lost experiences. You can have millions in the bank, but if you can't get out of a chair without a groan, you are poor. People in their 80s wish they had pumped iron in their 40s. They wish they had walked the 10,000 steps when it was easy so they could still walk it all when it's hard. The clock is ticking. Your body is the only home you have to live in. Don't burn it down before you move in full time. Regret 1, the final reckoning. This is the big one. The regret that tops every list, from nursing homes to hospital beds. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. A palliative care nurse named Bronnie Ware recorded the dying words of hundreds of patients. Almost all of them said the same thing. They stayed on the hamster wheel too long. They chased the accolades, the awards, and the Employee of the Month plaques that are now sitting in a cardboard box in the attic. And what did they pay for those plaques? They paid with the companionship of their wives. They paid with the childhoods of their kids. They paid with their own sanity. We are driven by competition. We want to be in the game. We want to feel relevant. But the game is rigged. If you win the rat race, you're still a rat. Retiring early, even if it's just a career break, isn't about being lazy. It's about being free. Whether it's 44 or 54, the goal should be to quit the full-time grind the second you have enough to survive. Work a day or two to keep your brain sharp, sure. But don't give your best energy to a company that will post your job opening before your obituary is even printed. Retirement isn't an end. It's a journey that doesn't stop until the day you die. Are you making the common mistakes? Are you hoarding money you'll be too tired to spend? Are you ignoring the person sitting across the dinner table from you because you're checking work emails? Look at your life like that piece of art. Every day is a brushstroke. Don't wait until you're 80 to realize you were painting in the dark. Turn on the lights. Take the trip. Eat a healthy meal. Hug your kids. And for heaven's sake, find a reason to wake up that has nothing to do with a paycheck. Which of these regrets hits you the hardest today? Leave a comment below. Let's talk about it. Because the only thing worse than a regret is a regret you saw coming and did nothing to stop. Before we begin this discussion on identity, I have an important disclosure. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.